storm. The good news is that airlines are already starting to waive the fees so that if anyone wants to change their flight, maybe get out today or get out early Friday morning before the storm hits, you can do that with no penalty. Otherwise, once the storm hits later in the afternoon Friday, I'd say just stay home, stay off the roads. It's good when these storms hit on a weekend because you don't have as many people out and about. So hopefully people just hunker down and lay low over the weekend because this could be a historical storm for this area. Keep in mind, D.C. hasn't picked up a 2-foot snowstorm since 1922. So in most people's lifetime, this is going to be a first, guys.
All right, so from the snowy side of things to the wet and stormy side, here we are looking in on Destin, Florida, where we've been sort of in and out of some of the rain. Look for some of those showers and storms to continue, and some of those could get stronger to even severe as well. Let's show you what's going on right now because we actually have some active storms as we work our way through parts of Texas and into Louisiana. Tornado watch still in place until 7 o'clock here for us. Alexandria down towards Lake Charles dealing with that tornado watch. So conditions favorable for storms that could produce tornadoes. And we have seen some of these nasty storms moving now east into the state of Louisiana. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in place and still a tornado warning here for us for about another couple of seconds. That should probably be allowed to expire unless they extend it off to the east. There it is disappearing. So that's good news here, but still a severe thunderstorm warning in place here for us as we work north and west of Alexandria. Damaging wind, a bit of hail could be the main threats with those particular storms. Here's the setup into tonight. Trough in place here in the middle of the country with the jet stream really streaming right across the Gulf Coast where we have some of that warm and moist air working in to our storm system here that's going to be working its way across the south and the east. So these storms, again, remaining on the strong and severe side here throughout the rest of this afternoon as they spread east. Jackson for the rush hour, dinner time, you could be dealing with it. Birmingham late tonight and then working into the panhandle of Florida, dealing with that during the overnight and into Friday morning. Notice here on the backside here Friday morning, some of these areas here in the lower Mississippi Valley going from dealing with some storms to potentially some snow. All right, so here's today's forecast, though, with the thunderstorms anywhere in the red. That's where we're most concerned. Hailstorms, wind issues, damaging winds, and yes, isolated tornadoes. That's something we'll be watching for. Jennifer?
Well, we're also going to be concerned with more strong thunderstorms to move back into Florida, and that'll start by early tomorrow morning in the western panhandle, and then it's going to be on the increase over towards the peninsula. Also can't rule out up here towards Charleston and throughout central and south Georgia for a few strong thunderstorms to develop as well. Again, the ingredients are in place with the jet stream moving all the way down towards the south. We have that area of low pressure with this winter storm moving across the southeast and eventually kicking out into the mid-Atlantic. Here's the timeline. By tomorrow morning, we see it coming into Tallahassee. Strong thunderstorms are possible. Severe storms are possible as well. As we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, you can just see it just pushing towards Jacksonville, coming into Orlando, and then finally moving offshore into deep South Florida. We see it going towards the Bahamas. A lot of cold air behind this as well, but out ahead of it is what we have to worry about with the threat of severe weather. We're even concerned with the possibility of tornadoes. There is a torcon in effect where conditions are possible for tornadoes. We have it around a 3 for South Georgia and much of northern Florida. So again, we're going to continue to keep you posted on that as we go throughout your Friday. Alex?
All right, well, up next, we turn our attention back to the wintry side of Winter Storm Jonas. That's in your full winter weather forecast and update. And people along the East Coast from Virginia Beach to Long Island could see more than snow and ice. Could be a nasty situation with coastal flooding issues there.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at o'keefescompany.com.
Don't let the cold damage your skin. Get O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked skin.
There is something in the people. Something in the sand. There's something in the air. Something in the water. Something in the night. And it's something you can only find here. Jamaica, home of all right. To custom create your experience to Jamaica, book Delta Vacations.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week. AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise.
We've got a lot going on this morning.
Definitely see what kind of pattern we've had.
So start your morning routine with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jan Carfagno, and the rest of AMHQ.
It is a team here at the Weather Channel, and an awesome team at that.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me. Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria.
Live the regular life. Phillips.
Where are you?
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call you back, Mom?
He says it's personal this time.
If you're a mom, you call it the worst time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
This is Peloton, the indoor cycling experience designed to happen in your home. Only Peloton allows you to take high-energy live and on-demand studio cycling classes without having to go anywhere. Ride live with some of the best studio cycling instructors in the country. Ride flexible with thousands of on-demand rides. Ride connected alongside riders from all around the world. This is fitness evolved. This is Peloton.
Now everyone who uses catheters can get a better catheter with Liberator Medical's free catheter sample pack. These new catheters are better than ever, easier to use, more convenient, comfortable, virtually pain-free. Don't wait. Call now and get your free catheter sample pack. There's the all-new compact catheter for women, pre-lubricated, no drips, no mess, fits in your purse. The self-lubricated catheter, it lubricates itself in the package, comfortable, no mess. The closed system catheter, pre-lubricated with its own collection bag, proven to reduce UTIs. The discreet pocket catheter, curved to fit in your pocket to go anywhere. The polished eyelet catheter for micro-smooth comfort, reduces friction and pain. Call now. We'll also bill Medicare and your insurance for you. Call for your free catheter sample pack with free shipping. Call Liberator Medical.
Call 1-800-601-3450. That's 1-800-601-3450.
The roads are soon going to be slick and icy.
So be prepared with a 2015 Outlander Sport all-wheel drive for just $19,980 or an all-new 2016 Lancer all-wheel drive for just $20,990.
Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me stranded over the hill? I should have bought that four-wheel drive for $19,990. I bought another and I was wrong.
Mountaineer Automotive, where taking care of you is what we do.
Ladies, I want you to know how hard this decision was for me. But I can only give one of you my heart. I choose...
No! Disappointed by satellite's unreliable antenna? Get Suddenlink.
I knew it!
For reliable TV, rain or shine, switch today. Suddenlink, more power to you.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
All right, right now we want to give you the latest from the District of Columbia. The school district has canceled classes for Friday. Currently, 68 million are under winter weather alerts. And already there is a state of emergency for 3 states, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia. And also, we have it for North Carolina. So several states are included, or 3 states and also the district for state of emergencies here as we all wait for this winter storm. So let's get more on the timing of this system from Alex.
Hey, absolutely. Watching things starting to come together here for us right in the middle of the country. That's where we have our trough that's digging in, and you can see a couple of areas of spin there. One right there, eastern parts of Kansas, another one that's been moving its way across Texas. The two are sort of going to combine forces here in the next 24 hours and really help to get our storm system going. So we'll follow it moving its way across portions of the mid-south, then the deep south, and we'll see our storm system itself at the surface redevelop at least off the coast and then move its way up the east coast. And with some cold air in place, that's going to mean a lot of wintry precipitation. So let's put it all into motion here. This is Thursday this evening, and this blue line, a very important line, that's sort of the rain-snow line. North of it, the wintry weather. South of it, it's going to be liquid rain. So we'll follow the progression here as we move through the Friday night time frame, seeing some of these areas in the Mississippi changing over to some snow. We'll get that going across Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, into Virginia, and even back here into portions of the Carolinas as well. That will be after having to deal with rain and then freezing rain. And that freezing rain and icing could really accumulate to epic proportions here. We're talking a ½ an inch to even an inch possible. Insane amounts of ice that could accumulate in Charlotte. You're right in the bullseye. Greensboro as well. That could lead to power outages, big-time power outages, as well as, of course, dangerous travel. Any kind of ice you don't want to be on. But when you're talking ½ an inch to maybe an inch, it's certainly going to be a very treacherous situation. Off into Kentucky, up to a ½ an inch there. Also nothing to sneeze at. That could be a crippling situation as well. So not only the snow an issue, but the ice an issue out there for us as well. We've got winter storm warnings. Jennifer was mentioning over 60 million folks under some sort of alert. That includes warnings, watches, as well as even blizzard warnings and watches that are in place here for us. That includes D.C. Well, we'll see the snow starting to get going late Friday afternoon into the evening, continuing into Saturday, spreading up that 95 corridor as we move through our Saturday afternoon as well. Really going to see some of the hardest hit areas here in the mid-Atlantic in terms of snow totals. Those will be the spots that could see 2 feet or more of snow. A blockbuster system in store for us. Jennifer?
Well, we keep talking about snow, but this system is going to have a huge impact right along the coast. So as we look at Atlantic City, we're finding it a pretty quiet but a cold day with a temperature just above the freezing mark. Now, as we get into Saturday and even Sunday, we're really going to be watching the wind, and a coastal flood watch has been issued for Atlantic City and much of southern Jersey and along the coast of Delaware as well. So as this system gets offshore, we're going to be finding the winds getting even stronger. And they're really going to increase coming in from the east as we get into Friday night and throughout the day on Saturday. There you can see the direction of the wind going right on shore. So those waves are going to be pretty high here as we go throughout the day, starting on Friday and then just increasing throughout Saturday. And then they're going to turn a little bit from the north as we move into Saturday night and throughout the day on Sunday. Sunday still windy, but may not be as windy as what we're expecting in the height of the storm, which will be on Saturday. Let's talk more about the wind gusts. Tomorrow, yeah, they start to pick up. They really increase, though, by tomorrow night and throughout the day on Saturday. And look at these wind speeds here into D.C. We're going to get them anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour, and that's going to blow a lot of that snow around. But along the coast, Atlantic City, wind gusts could be as high as 60 miles an hour. And then they drop off a little bit, but they don't totally go away. So still breezy as we move throughout the day on Sunday. There's this storm system going well offshore. So, Alex, we're going to continue to watch. Again, the snow total is quite impressive, but these winds are going to be impressive as well.
Yeah, this is certainly looking like going to be a storm that we will remember for quite some time. Of course, we'll be here tracking it all.
And we will. And, of course, we're going to continue Weather Center Live and be watching this storm system with the next crew that's coming up.
Yeah, that's right. We got the 2 Alexes right here with you to take you through it.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now, the rush is on to prepare for a blockbuster snowstorm. More than 70 million Americans are under some type of alert from Winter Storm Jonas. We're talking central Arkansas all the way to the tip of Long Island. Impacts from the storm expected to carve a path from the nation's heartland through the south and across the East Coast from right now through Sunday. And we are going to be with you every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining us for in-depth coverage on Winter Storm Jonas. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Alexandra Steele in for Dave Schwartz. We're certainly glad you're with us. You know, we have been warning you for days about this monster storm. The impacts already being felt. The warm side producing severe weather in the south. And later tonight, the rain changes to snow and the wintry side kicks into high gear.
Oh, yeah. So get ready. But we want to start with the map that millions of you are watching for. This is our predicted snow totals map for Winter Storm Jonas. And looking at the mid-Atlantic, snow totals there will be highest. How about 2 feet plus for parts of Northern Virginia, West Virginia, and into parts of Maryland.
Yeah, it really looks like Jonas has its sights set on Washington, D.C., Baltimore, 20 inches plus, only the second time 20 inches plus since records were being kept in the 1800s. So here's a look at Louisville, 12 to 18 inches, Nashville, Knoxville. Also, of course, we're going to see some ice with this. And in addition to the snow, the ice in the south around Charlotte, that 85 corridor, Greensboro, really will be impacted. So a lot to talk about there as well, in addition to the severe weather side in the deep south.
Oh, my goodness. Our plate is full, and we've got live coverage throughout the storm. Our Mike Seidel joins us live in Washington. And, Mike, you got to give us the mood.
Yes, it's a nice day today, but it's going to be nothing but that as we get into the rush hour tomorrow afternoon and then through late Saturday night. Snow and blowing snow. And if they do get 20 inches, that'll put them in the #2 position for the largest 1-day, 2-day, and 3-day snowfall total. But can they handle it? Because last night they had an inch here in the district and in the metro area, and look what happened. Look, I came down here and all I'm hearing is people complaining about their 3, 4, 5-hour commutes home, which should take 25 or 30 minutes. Everything froze up. The roads were not pre-treated. Speaking of iced up, the ramps from 66 off the Beltway, so nobody could get anywhere, and there are a lot of disappointed people this morning. The mayor has apologized. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the mayor has already let us know schools are canceled in D.C., and they'll kick in the snow emergency plan at 9:30 in the morning, and D.C. government employees will be heading home early. Hopefully not everybody heads home at the same time. We know what happens with that. We had that happen in Atlanta. But a big storm by any means. We've got all this moisture coming off the Atlantic. We got a fresh supply of cold air right now. It's in the low and mid-30s. Very dry air, so there's no problems with precipitation type. Last weekend it was way too warm, and we had rain all the way up into most of New England. So we're going to be gearing up here. We're going to be live starting tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. all the way through noon Sunday. So this is a place to come, not only for the latest analysis, but ladies, for the best live pictures in the business. I was out here in 2010 across the street on a 30-foot pile of snow, and you couldn't even see the Capitol. That's how hard it was snowing, and we expect it to be snowing that hard as we get into tomorrow night and Saturday, plus those winds gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour here in D.C. and Baltimore. Ladies, back to you.
All right, Mike Seidel live in Washington, D.C. Boy, those are going to be some beautiful pictures with 20 inches of snow coming down, and we'll certainly talk more about the whole forecast in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, the other reason you watch the expert coverage, winter weather expert Tom Nizzle. You are ready for this, Tom? You're the most important guy of the hour. Everybody's wondering, what are we getting?
I'll tell you what, ladies, I've got a twinkle in my eye and a wrinkle in my brow because it is a very tough forecast, but nonetheless, it is going to be a major storm. It's starting to come together now in the water vapor imagery we're seeing on the screen here, these two features right here are beginning to come together. They're going to consolidate, and that is what is already developing a lot of the precipitation out ahead of the storm at this point. If we take a look now at how this is going to play out, you've seen this many times already probably on TV, and it's this huge area of massive snowfall that we're seeing, as much as 2 feet or more across portions of the mid-Atlantic from D.C. back across parts of the Appalachians. One of my concerns, however, is not just this area where the sweet spot is going to be for snow, but it's also going to be areas on the periphery. As an example, up here across New York City, very, very slight changes in the track of the system could mean differences in snowfall from nearly 2 feet in Philly to down to about 4 or 5 inches in New York City. So still have a lot of questions here about refining the details of the forecast in some of these areas. Another area that is really going to come into play is back here across parts of Kentucky going into Tennessee. Enough cold air is located back there that moisture coming around this system is going to put down double-digit snows in some of these areas. And of course, the third area that we're concerned about is as we go down into the south, and that's going to be in the Charlotte-Raleigh corridor here, we are not only going to be close to heavy snowfall, but you're going to see significant icing as well. And a little more here, just take a look at how far south the cold air goes and the snow goes on the backside of the system. Yes, there's snow even in the forecast for Jackson, Mississippi. So a lot to take a look at here. Let's see how it plays out tonight. You can take a look back here from Little Rock back into Memphis. On the backside of the system, there's going to be a mixed precipitation event sitting up here. We could have some icy conditions, and the big area that I'm concerned about here going into Raleigh, Charlotte, as we get in toward tomorrow morning's rush hour, is going to be this large area of freezing rain that develops here and likely could continue across the day in the Charlotte area up through Greensboro in particular. The snowfall really breaks out as we go into Friday night and Saturday, all the way up into New York City as we get toward the end of the night or during the day on Saturday. Washington, D.C. going to be under not only heavy snow, but as Mike had mentioned, strong winds as well, gusting over 50 miles an hour at times. There are blizzard warnings in effect for parts of this area going in through that Saturday time frame. And here's where it really where you have to really pay attention to the details, and that is in places like New York City. Look at the difference in snowfall just going from here to here in New York City. Slight changes in this forecast could mean significant differences in snowfall, so it's going to be very important for everyone to stay tuned to the Weather Channel for updates as we get more information on this system. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much. We appreciate it, Tom.
Well, Winter Storm Jonas is our big story. Up next, the severe side.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
I'm Andy, and I lost 30 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Listen up, guys. Want to shed a few pounds? Got a beer belly going on? Can't fit into your pants? I got one word for you, Nutrisystem.
I'm Essex, and I lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Trevor, and I lost 60 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's all-new Turbo 10. You can lose weight, too. Real guys, real results.
I'm Michael, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Put down the pie, pick up the phone, and get with the program today. Lose up to 10 pounds in your first month and 5 inches overall. You'll love it. Money back guaranteed.
The food was delicious.
If you're like me and you like to eat, this is what you get to do.
This is perfect for men, especially guys who don't want to cook.
So get off the couch and order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now. Get 1 week of all new Turbo Shakes free and 1 week of NutriCrush Shakes free.
It's not that hard. You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Call 877-580-THIN and get the all-new Turbo 10 with 14 shakes free.
Love drama? Go on a first date.
My passion is puppetry. Here?
I think we're done here.
Hate drama? Go to Cars.com. Research, price, find. Only Cars.com helps you get the right car without all the drama.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about them.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 19, winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy with snow, high 24, snow accumulating 8 to 12 inches. Friday night, snow, low 21, 5 to 8 inches of snow expected. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since... Where's the money? Cash registers. Sorcery. With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
When unexpected bills become too much, reach out to Rise. With cash in your account as soon as tomorrow, letting you get back to what matters most. Visit risecredit.com today.
Attention, Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call the Goldwater Law Firm.
The makers of Pradaxa have agreed to pay $650 million in settlements. If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were injured, call us right now.
You may be entitled to substantial compensation. Call 1-800-819-1200. That's 1-800-819-1200.
Well, hardware stores in the eastern states are seeing a boom business ahead of Winter Storm Jonas. Now, this store outside Washington, D.C., full of people stocking up on shovels and salts and sleds and everything you can imagine. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at how much snow we're actually expecting. But it is not just the snow and the ice we're concerned about.
No, multi-day threat of storms and tornadoes also going to be an issue in the south. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes, he is here tracking it all from the lab.
Thanks, Alex. And down in southern Louisiana, the temperatures are up into the mid-70s, and we've already seen, because of that instability, hail up to golf ball size. We've seen tornado warnings, and there is a tornado watch in effect because of those favorable conditions. Lots of lightning from central parts of Mississippi down into the extreme upper coastal parts of Texas. A number in yellow there of severe thunderstorm warnings. We have had with the southern of the storms some golf ball size hail. That's this particular storm heading between DeRidder and the Oakdale area. Allen, Beauregard, Vernon parishes included. And then up to the north and east of Alexandria, Louisiana, LaSalle Parish with a severe thunderstorm warning. That is a little hook on it. So these are supercell rotating thunderstorms that occasionally will work some rotation down to the ground. So another one of these that's out in Avoyelles Parish, about ready to head into Mississippi, Wilkinson County. So these storms are leapfrogging ahead of where the storms have been thus far. And we may get a new tornado watch that's farther east than this one accordingly, because some of these storms are already about ready to cross from Louisiana and Mississippi. This tornado watch goes until 7 p.m. for parts of Texas and Louisiana. The situation is one of a lot of warming where the sun has come out. In particular here, you see all the clouds, the thunderstorms, some of the upper forcing coming in with a cold air getting over top of some of that warm, moist air. And that sun-heated air, as I've said, has gotten quite warm, 73. Some places are 75 across some of these orange areas. So you can see, in fact, a little bit of a surface low that's there along a warm front that is colliding that cold air to the north and the Gulf of Mexico area to the south, and so that could be a focal point for some of the severe weather. So in red here, across central and southern parts of Louisiana, southern half of Mississippi, down into southwest Alabama, into the evening hours, with a tornado condition index value of 5 that I've given for central and south parts of Louisiana, southwest Mississippi. 3s for the moment over into the eastern parts of Mississippi and Alabama, but as we head into the overnight hours, some of those areas farther east are going to get torque-on values of 4, as the severe threat overnight might even get by morning over into parts of Georgia and across a good portion of the Florida Panhandle. This evening and overnight tonight, I should say, southeast Mississippi, southwest Alabama, the western Florida Panhandle gets a torque-on of 4, going up higher than it is right now. Now tomorrow, surface low will be heading off to the east. Warm front is up about as far north as Myrtle Beach, and so there will be some warm air coming north ahead of that, and maybe not quite as favorable wind shift situation for tornadoes, but certainly with a jet stream pushing the whole cold front eastbound, they'll probably be from in the morning, Alabama, the western Florida Panhandle, through evening or late afternoon at least, over into the Charleston area and the Florida Peninsula with some spotty damaging winds, as well as a chance of a tornado. Tornado condition index values are 3 for southern Georgia, northern parts of Florida. Alexandra?
Thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. In addition to severe weather, we're going to focus on 3 serious impacts from this winter storm, aside from the snow. That's coming up next.
All right, but as we go to break, we want to show you the area in the mid-Atlantic that will get walloped. Look at this pinpoint snowfall forecast. You can see Washington, D.C., 21 inches. You can see west of that. So on the whole, in the mid-Atlantic, 15 to 20 inches plus. And Alex, don't you think it's amazing the consensus with all our computer models spitting out 1 to 2 feet for this area?
It has been really impressive. You know, that 81 corridor, say from Lexington up to Winchester, going to be a big problem.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
When you're in shape, you just feel better. But starting a new fitness routine can be painful. Now there's a better way. Introducing patent-pending GUI Gym. Burn more calories and tone your body without heavy weights or bungee cords.
Absolutely, you can feel the burn. It's pretty amazing.
I love it. Unlike stretchy bands that get more difficult the further they're pulled, GUI Gym's constant force tension works your muscles equally from start to finish with smooth, controlled range of motion that's easy on your joints.
Wow, my shoulder really loosened up.
Stretch and tone your lean muscles at the same time. Tone your underarm. Flatten and firm your abs. Strengthen your legs. Watch this one simple exercise engage your arms, chest, and back. Cut your exercise time in half by exercising your upper and lower body at the same time.
I've never used anything like this before.
High repetition, low resistance exercise is the best way to tone your muscles and improve flexibility. Unlike heavy weights, which can cause soreness, the GUI Gym is gentle on your muscles and joints. Spend just 10 minutes a day with your GUI Gym, and you'll feel better in the first week. GUI Gym replaces nearly every piece of equipment in the gym, and you can work out in the comfort of your own home. The ultra-portable lightweight design even packs into our handy tote to take with you. Visit GUIGyms.com to order your very own GUI Gym, and we'll include a GUI Gym fitness guide, our healthy eating system guide, an exercise DVD, and our handy carry tote absolutely free. Now introducing the GUI Gym Pro with 50% more resistance to help sculpt your muscles with the most effective full body workout product we've ever produced. Look for it when you call or visit GUIGyms.com. GUI Gym makes the perfect gift to jumpstart their fitness for the new year. With our 60-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Dial the number on your screen or visit GUIGyms.com right now.
Blizzard of 1978, the one moment that made me a weather geek. I mean, I just loved weather. I remember that night hearing all the warnings, oh, blizzard coming, a lot of snow, blah, blah, blah. Looking at my front window, nothing. Go to bed, wake up the next morning, poof, talking close to 2 feet of snow. Wow, I was hooked ever since.
At Suddenlink Business, we don't streamline manufacturing processes. We don't audit clients' books. We don't analyze medical images. We simply provide the fastest, most reliable internet in your area. Speeds the phone company can't touch. Call to discover how we can help you do whatever you do, faster and better. Suddenlink Business. More power to you.
Ladies, I want you to know how hard this decision was for me. That I can only give one of you my heart. I choose...
No! Disappointed by satellite's unreliable antenna? Get Suddenlink. I knew it! For reliable TV, rain or shine, switch today. Suddenlink. More power to you.
Uh-oh. We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 29 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy with snow, high 24. Snow accumulating 8 to 12 inches. Friday night, snow, low 21. 5 to 8 inches of snow expected. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, along with some major snowfall, we're also expecting some major impacts here along the coast as Winter Storm Jonas morphs into a powerful nor'easter this weekend. Take a look at what I'm talking about. As you look at the forecast map, this low pressure really coming together on Saturday into Sunday off the mid-Atlantic, and where you're seeing these lines of constant pressure, we call these isobars, where they're tightly packed together, that's where the winds are going to be strongest. So we're talking upwards of 50+ mile-per-hour winds that are going to be pushing water toward the coast. That's going to pile the water up, so we're going to have a storm surge impact, storm surge flooding here along the New Jersey coast into the New York Bight, along Long Island here, and into the coastal areas of Connecticut. And this is in addition to the waves, the 10 to 15-foot waves that we're expecting on top of that. The worst of the coastal flooding expected with the highest tide on Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and perhaps even into Sunday morning. Back to you.
All right, well, snow may not be the worst part of this Winter Storm Jonas, and in the segment we're going to do right now, we're going to focus on 3 other major impacts. First, the coastal flooding, which Michael Lowry just showed you. The second, ice. Alex will have that more in just a moment. But the third that I'm going to talk about, southern rain and storms. So let's take a closer